The one and only GOAT, Nutella sponsor, and championship decider of Formula One. The guy that didn't deserve an F1 seat, but bought one and became an absolute cult legend. This is every time Nicholas Latifi deserved to go to jail. Nicholas Daniel Latifi started karting very late. Because he was so good, he didn't need to start at the age of 5. He did it at 13 years of age, and believe it or not, he actually won some races. He did some Formula 3 seasons from 2012 until 2015, where he shocked the whole world and finished on the podium. Most of the time he was known for his incidents with other drivers, so it's fair to say this was a little miracle. But it was time for GP2, now known as Formula 2. Daddy Latifi made sure his very talented son did 4 full seasons in the series. He signed with the Dams team that definitely earned a lot of money. In those 4 seasons, he collected 6 wins and even became a runner-up in his final season. It only took him 8 years to achieve such a season result while occupying a race seat, something a driver with far more talent can only dream of. But hey, money rules, isn't it? However, it was time for something much bigger than he did before. Latifi already tested F1 cars of Renault in 2016 and 2017, was a reserve and test driver for Force India, and did multiple practice sessions and tests for them. In 2019, he signed for the Williams Driver Academy. Part of the deal was him testing multiple times during and after the season. He even did 6 FP1 seasons before the news broke that he would race for Williams in the 2020 Formula 1 season. And why did they sign him? They faced bankruptcy due to financial issues. A signature of Latifi bought them around $40 million in sponsorship money. This included Sofina Foods and Lavazza, Latifi's dad's companies. How convenient! Top that up with some extra money from the Royal Bank of Canada and a pay driver has been born. Something we all love, isn't it? Oh, and the season? Well, it didn't help that the car was a literal brick on wheels. A beautiful spin at the last practice session at its very first Grand Prix, squeezing Carlos Sainz in the pits to get a puncture in his new tyre, followed up by a beautiful spin only the greatest of all time can do. He did a very good restart at the Tuscan Grand Prix. Unfortunately for him, it wasn't a restart. Latifi thought it was. It ended up in a multi-car accident, a literal $1 million pileup that somehow didn't injure any driver. An attempt to take a corner in FP1 at Russia didn't go well, and he met the wall once again. The GOAT was driving so slow that the Haas of Mick Schumacher tried to overtake him, only to be hit by the Williams and go for a little dance together. Quite the rookie season of the Canadian Miracle. The 2021 season would be his breakthrough. He would achieve things in Formula 1 no other driver would ever do or be capable of, to be honest. It was the season which marked him as Latifi, or public enemy number 1, depending on which side you were of the matter. But before we highlight that moment, we have to start at FP3 in Imola. Good old Nicholas forgot how to take a corner and went for a little Italian rally, and almost miraculously saved his car from ending up in the wall. For the race, it was the battle of the gods, Latifi against Mazepin, 2 legends that go for a battle in a Formula 1 car. Bring it on! But it wasn't that. It was Mazepin who tried to overtake Latifi, who had a blind spot nor mirrors, and the Williams got sent into the barriers. In Monaco FP3, he did what every talent has done before. I mean, we saw Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc in the wall too. Now it was Latifi's turn. He did a fantastic barrier touch, flew over the curb, and went straight into the other barrier. Classic. In Austria, that same season, he didn't do a lot wrong himself to receive a puncture. He was just at the wrong place as he tried to avoid spinning cars in front of him. But it might have had to do with them being scared of a charging Latifi behind them. I mean, who wouldn't? Our recurring theme of this video is Latifi trying to take a corner. He did it again at the Dutch Grand Prix of 2021 in qualifying. He was absolutely flying for a P20 classification. Not only that, but he did end up achieving that because he spun once again after he put a wheel in the grass. At the USA Grand Prix of 2021, 2 GOATs met. This time, it was Latifi and Stroll, 2 of my absolute favorites. The start was narrow and sketchy, as always at this Grand Prix. Poor Nicholas got sandwiched, hit Sir Lancelot, who spun in his direction. Almost a cowboy 1v1, isn't it? But here we are, his breakthrough moment. And yes, I know, the GOAT did get some points in Hungary and Belgium, but that isn't as big as this moment. This is career-defining, a legacy nobody can take from him, and a life supply of Red Bull drinks. Abu Dhabi 2021. My favorite, Latifi, started with a good practice of his crash in FP2. Just a corner earlier, he did the exact same move, but without demolishing his entire car. Saved his dad a couple of millions there. What a good son. And another turn he couldn't make. In the race, he was battling with Mick Schumacher, got overtaken by him, and started to chase the Haas to regain his position. But then, it happened. Nicholas Latifi did what only Nicholas Latifi could do: take a corner the Latifi way, let the rear snap away, and bring out a safety car. Everyone was lost. Michael Massey didn't know what to do, and Toto Wolff started screaming.
It's ending with controversy.
No, Mike, that was so not right.
Here comes Lewis Hamilton, though.
Nicholas Latifi just decided a championship battle, engraving his name in Formula One legacy forever. After achieving greatness, you'd think it's time to retire, but not for Latifi. He had one more in him. He got threatened with death, but that didn't stop him from retaining his GoTV title and joining Williams once again for the 2022 season. At the qualifying of Saudi Arabia, Latifi didn't waste any time to prove himself worthy. He did an absolute signature move for a P19 position. He took turn 13 with so much speed that he lost the rear and crashed another Williams car. Amazing. In the race of that same weekend, he tried to do it again. However, this time he actually made the corner before binning it coming out of it. He went headfirst into the wall, broke his front wing and suspension, and another early night off was on the board. Then we went to Australia, where good old Lance and Nicholas met again. Remember the crash in the USA in 2021? Yeah, Sir Lancelot didn't forget that and was determined to give Latifi a little nudge. Well, that certainly worked. Stroll steered his Aston Martin in the direction of the Williams that became a ballerina. It rained so hard in Monaco that not even Latifi could keep his car on track. He arrived at the hairpin, tried to take the corner, but as we know, he isn't very good at that. His Williams slid right into the barrier, and he said his car didn't turn. He might need to tell it to listen to him before he starts driving. In France, he was actually racing and driving in a P16 position. He did an overtake on Kevin Magnussen and thought that his opponent would disappear. Unfortunately for him, he turned up at the next corner and got squeezed, ending up in another spin from the GOAT. Spa-Francorchamps was another one that deserves the spotlight. He tried to do an overtake around the outside, ended up in the gravel, lost control, and did another spin. Latifi even tried to take a few cars with him, but that didn't work. He did push Bottas onto the gravel, who also spun. Mission accomplished? The Singapore Grand Prix arrived, and you won't believe it, but he was racing again. This time it was Latifi versus Zhou. As in France, he overtook his opponent and squeezed him to the wall. Zhou also didn't disappear. What a weird thing, isn't it? The GOAT had one more career highlight in him. In Japan, he locked up and went into the gravel in FP1. But that wasn't everything he had for us. In free practice 2, he did what only a GOAT can do. He thought he went into the chicane, but took it one too early. Apparently, the car felt strange and sent him in that direction. Here we have Abu Dhabi again. Here we have Mick Schumacher and Nicholas Latifi again. This time he didn't decide a championship, but they did an absolutely amazing duo spin that deserves some sort of award. I mean, look at it. Beautiful. All of these moments, so many highlights, and even a championship decider by yours truly, ending up from him retiring in motorsport in 2023. Every team wanted to sign him, but he decided it was time to conquer something else. Nicholas Latifi went back to school to pursue a Master of Business Administration, which he completed in 2025. Another milestone of the absolute GOAT, besides his life supply of Red Bull cans, of course. But Nicholas Latifi isn't the only driver worthy of a jail sentence. What about the man, the myth, the legend, Lance Stroll?